In The Working Man, Jason Statham, full English movie 2025, Jack Harding, an ordinary welder struggling to support his daughter, is pulled into a dangerous world of crime when a desperate deal goes wrong. Forced to run from both the law and treacherous criminals, Jack must fight to clear his name and protect the ones he loves, in a high-stakes journey of survival, betrayal, and redemption. Jack Harding was the kind of man who never asked for much. A welder in a struggling factory in Birmingham, his life was defined by routine and sacrifice. Every day, he woke up before dawn, packed a lunch, and kissed his teenage daughter Emily goodbye before heading off to work. Emily was his world, especially after the tragic accident that had taken his wife 5 years earlier. But the factory was on its last legs, and the specter of layoffs loomed large. Jack did his best to stay hopeful for Emily's sake, but the cracks were beginning to show. One fateful night, a call from an old friend shattered the fragile calm. Liam, a charming but shady figure from Jack's past, invited him to a pub for what he called a business proposition. Jack hesitated but eventually agreed, curiosity and desperation gnawing at him. The pub was as grimy as Liam's reputation, but the offer on the table was enticing: one job, big money, no strings attached. Jack, ever the cautious man, declined, insisting that he wasn't that kind of person. But fate has a way of pushing even the most steadfast man to the edge. When the factory closed its doors for good weeks later, Jack was left with no job, no severance, and no hope. Bills piled up, and Emily, though understanding, began to notice the stress weighing her father down. Reluctantly, Jack called Liam back and agreed to the job. It was simple, or so Liam claimed: transport a shipment of auto parts across the city. What could go wrong? At first, everything went smoothly. The job was straightforward, and Jack began to believe this might be the break he needed. But things took a sinister turn when he accidentally discovered the auto parts he was transporting included illegal weapons. He confronted Liam, who brushed off his concerns, claiming Jack didn't need to know the details. Against his better judgment, Jack decided to finish the job, but his unease grew. The final drop-off was anything but routine. Armed men showed up, tensions flared, and a deal spiraled into chaos. Gunfire erupted, and Jack barely escaped with his life. Liam, however, disappeared, leaving Jack to take the fall. With the authorities closing in and Liam's associates furious over the botched deal, Jack found himself trapped in a nightmare. He returned home to find his apartment ransacked, a clear message from Liam's men. Realizing Emily was in danger, Jack packed their belongings and went on the run. They moved from town to town, hiding in cheap motels and staying off the grid. Emily, though frightened, trusted her father, but the strain was evident. Jack was determined to keep her safe, even as he grappled with the growing realization that Liam had set him up from the start. During their time in hiding, Jack pieced together the truth. Liam wasn't just a small-time crook, he was deeply entrenched in a criminal network, and the job had been a ploy to eliminate a rival gang while pinning the blame on Jack. What's worse, Liam had a corrupt detective on his payroll, ensuring Jack had nowhere to turn. But Jack wasn't one to back down. Fueled by anger and a desire to clear his name, he decided to confront Liam and expose his treachery. Tracking Liam wasn't easy, but Jack's instincts and determination paid off. The trail led him to an abandoned factory, a poetic and ironic setting for their showdown. The factory was a shadow of Jack's former life, a place where honest work had once defined him. Now it would serve as the battleground for his redemption. The confrontation was brutal and unrelenting. Liam, ever the manipulator, tried to talk his way out, but Jack wasn't having it. A fierce hand-to-hand fight ensued, showcasing the grit and resilience that had carried Jack through his struggles. Just when it seemed Jack had the upper hand, the corrupt detective arrived, gun in hand, ready to finish what Liam had started. But Jack had planned for this. He'd secretly recorded evidence of Liam's schemes and handed it over to a trusted journalist before coming to the factory. Sirens echoed in the distance as the police, tipped off by the journalist, arrived to arrest both Liam and the detective. Though Jack's name was cleared, the story didn't end there. His involvement in the smuggling operation couldn't be ignored, and he faced a reduced sentence. Emily, heartbroken but proud of her father's fight to protect her, visited him often during his time in prison. Jack used his sentence to reflect, vowing to never again let desperation dictate his actions. When Jack was finally released, he returned to Emily and a quieter life. They moved to a small town, far from the chaos of their past, and began rebuilding. Jack took up welding again, this time as a self-employed craftsman, finding pride and peace in honest work. The final scene of their story was simple yet powerful, Jack and Emily sitting on their small porch, watching the sunset, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, redemption is possible. The tale of the working man isn't just about one man's fight to clear his name. It's a testament to resilience, the power of family, and the lengths one will go to protect the people they love. Jack Harding's journey from ordinary welder to unlikely hero is a gripping reminder that even in the harshest of circumstances, hope can shine through.